The legendary Pokemon Therian form Enamorus is going to be making its Pokemon GO debut through a raid day. And this is definitely an event you will not want to miss, and I'm going to be going over the details for it in this video. Alright, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. I hope your week has been going really well, and let's get right into it. So one of the legendary Pokemon that a lot of players have been anticipating is Therian form Enamorus. When it comes to the forces of nature Pokemon, usually the Therian form is the better version of that Pokemon, and when it comes to Enamorus, it's a very powerful fairy type, and people were predicting that when the Therian form gets introduced, that's going to be one of the top tier fairy types in the game. And so far it does seem like that might be the case. Of course, there are going to be some very powerful fairy types, but when it comes to fairy types, it's kind of lacking in terms of what options you have. But with Therian form Enamorus, now it seems like we might have yet another option to use in raid battles and even in PvP. So it's going to be making its debut through a raid day, and I think this is one of those raid days where you will definitely want to participate. So let's go over the details for this event, and then afterwards let me talk about some more thoughts regarding this specific Pokemon. Therian form Enamorus raid day is going to be happening on February 14th, which is of course Valentine's Day, from 2:00 p.m. to 5:00 p.m. local time. And of course, the featured Pokemon is going to be Enamorus Therian form, and it's going to be making its Pokemon GO debut. Now, considering that this is going to be a raid day, we're going to be getting the following event bonuses. First and foremost, you're going to be able to get Heart Trim Furfrou during this event, which is kind of a nice bonus. But you're also going to get 5 additional free raid passes whenever you spin Gym Photo Discs, and you're going to have an increased chance of encountering Shiny Love Disc as well as Shiny Furfrou from raids. I think that's kind of interesting because these are going to be raid bosses that are going to be coinciding, I guess, with Enamorus. I don't know how that exactly works, but still, it is going to be something you will be able to get during this particular event, and that is a bonus that you should definitely pay attention to if you're looking for these particular shinies. And then also, we're going to have the remote raid pass limit increased to 20, so that means if you're looking to do these remotely, you'll be able to do up to 20 of them. But considering that remote raid passes are quite expensive, I don't suggest you burn a whole bunch of your Pokecoins just to get this Pokemon. It may not necessarily be worth that. Now, there's also going to be an event ticket which you could purchase, and it's going to be available in the in-game shop as well as the web store, and it's going to give you 8 additional raid passes from spinning Gym Photo Discs for a total of 14, and you're going to get an increased chance to get Rare Candy XL from raid battles. And then you're also going to get 50% more experience from raid battles and double the amount of Stardust from raid battles. So these event tickets are typically worth it, in my opinion, as long as you're going to go all out, because you do get a ton of additional raid passes, which does kind of add up to the value of the ticket, but these other bonuses are actually really good when it comes to doing a whole bunch of raids. Alright, so when it comes to Therian form Enamorus, is this going to be a Pokemon that you absolutely need to get? Possibly. It is definitely going to be a powerful fairy type, and I think when it comes to fairy types, there's very little options, but I really do think overall this is just going to be a really solid raid day. When it comes to Enamorus, it's one of those legendary Pokemon that we only see around Valentine's Day, so this could be the case where you're not going to have another opportunity to get this Pokemon for a very long time. So I think for that reason alone, it might be worth doing a couple of these raids so that you could at least get the Pokedex entry. Now, I know there's going to be some players out there who are going to feel disappointed because this was an opportunity for them to release the shiny form for Incarnate Enamorus, and I think a lot of players were hoping for that, but it does seem like we're not going to be getting that. Instead, we're going to be getting the Therian form first, and probably with next year's Valentine's Day event, we will see the shiny form of either of these Pokemon make its debut. But overall, I still think this is going to be a fun raid day because there's going to be a bunch of other things that are going to be going on, and on top of that, this is set to be one of the most powerful fairy types in the game, so you will definitely not want to miss out on that. So yeah, this is going to be a raid day that I think a lot of players will actively play. Maybe it is going to be one that some players may skip out on, but for myself personally, I am actually going to go all out because I would like to get more fairy types in my collection that I could use for raid battles and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else really to talk about regarding this raid day. I think it's just gonna be one of those that I think a lot of players will participate. I could be wrong, but yeah. But in any case, yeah, let me know your thoughts regarding this raid day down below. Are you going to be going all out for Enamorus Therian form, or are you going to skip out on this event? Definitely share your thoughts regarding that down below in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to support my channel, the best way to do that is by hitting that like button on this video. And then of course, if it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. Also, check out the links in the description below. One of them is to my Patreon page, and if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, I add all of my Patreon members. So yeah, that's the way you could do it, so make sure you go and check that out. And also my Etsy store, I'll put a link to that in the description below as well. My Etsy store is kind of like my side hustle, and I'm creating a whole bunch of products for anime and K-pop, and if that's some things that interest you, then go and check it out. Maybe you'll find something that you'll like. And with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you in the next one.